In my last video, I asked myself a question. Does it matter whether I use the smooth or the rough side of my paper when using the Gelli Plate? Well, I'm going to experiment today, and if you'd like to know the answer to that question, then carry on watching and all will be revealed. So folks, this is what I'm going to use today. I've got my big Gelli Plate, a little small one for mixing things on. I'm going to use a stencil, just a random stencil, so it's quite a hard curved style on the stencil. And I'm also going to use these botanicals. I've used them before, you may have seen that in the previous video, so I'm going to use that, so it's going to be more delicate. I've got my usual Payne's Grey and titanium white. I've chosen those mainly because I've got plenty of it. I'm going to use the wet strength tissue paper, the smooth and the rough side. I apologise now for the rattling and crinkling of the papers, but that's what tissue paper does. I've got some, this is Logan wrap Deli Paper, and this is waxed. So again, there's a smooth and a rough side. And finally, my nemesis, I'm going to try this once again. Lots of creative artists swear by this paper. I tend to swear at it because I just cannot find the correct length of time to leave it. It either sticks to the Gelli Plate or it just disintegrates. So I'll have a go at that, and smooth and rough sides, and let's see what happens. So I'll start off by putting some Payne's Grey. I'm not using my open acrylic gel gloss this time. I explain all about that in my last video, and if you would like to see that, I'll leave a link so you can have a look at it. Just going to roll this out, give it a bit of a swirl. Nice thin smearing. Oh, that's interesting. That's quite nice, just on my roll of paper. Let's put that down there, put this on here, along with a botanical or two. Put that around there like that. It's very warm again today. It's the end of June, and yeah, it's paint is going off very quickly. Good thing about tissue paper is that you can see where you've missed more often than not. Again, apologies for the crinkling and crackling. Okay, so we've got a nice crisp print there, and this is on the smooth side. So I'll just get something to get rid of this so I can turn the paper around and go again with the rough side. So I'll do that and I'll come back to you in a second. Now I've cleaned off my plate. I don't usually do that on a regular basis, but I do want to give every piece of paper the same chance. So this is what I've just pulled as a ghost print. So this is the ghost print just on copier paper, and that's the first one using the smooth side and just the ghost print of the wet strength tissue paper smooth side down. So let's go again. I enjoy doing these experiments. I don't have really anything in mind that I'm going to use the resulting prints on, but I will use them in collage, but that will be probably a bit of a later date. So let's just put some of that on there, get rid of the excess. I'm going to roll that on top of there again because I quite like that. Pretty cool. And let's put this down again. And my lovely weeds that I picked the other week. There we go, put those down there, more delicate. And this time I'm going to go rough side down. Do you do this sort of thing? Do you experiment to see what happens? I know a lot of people tend to get a little bit frustrated with jelly plates and give up way too early, but not everything that you do will be a huge success. Some of the things that I've done over the last few months, some of them are absolutely horrific, dreadful disasters, and I have continued to film and upload them, so hopefully you can see that not everything is fabulous. Okay, so there is the rough side, and here is the smooth side. And to be brutally honest, I can't see any difference. They both look the same. I really can't see any huge difference. Wow. So, as far as I'm concerned, whether you use the rough or the smooth side of wet strength tissue paper, it really doesn't matter at all. Who knew? Okay, I'll clean this up again and let's go for the deli paper. I've allowed this to dry a little bit, and I'm going to put some, this is again my favourite Arts Studio paint, quite inexpensive. I buy it from a company called The Range in the UK. I'm sure you will have something similar where you live, but the paints are really, really lovely. I'll put some on this here. Can't really see what's going on with this. Ooh, way too much. Way too much. Whoops. Trying to hurry. Get some paper. Okay, we get both on there. This is an A3 paper, just ordinary cartridge paper, and we'll let that dry for a little while and then come back to it. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, I'll leave that to dry some more. I've left this a good 5 minutes, and there we go. So that's just the ghost print. Doesn't really move us forward anywhere thinking about the rough and smooth element, but nonetheless there's some really nice little areas on there, so bonus. Just going to clean this up again, and we'll start with the deli paper. Righty ho, let's go with the Payne's Grey. And the titanium white. I know it doesn't look as though that I'm actually taking my brayer off, but I am taking it off when I get to the edges. It doesn't sound as though I am, but I really am. Give it a swirl round. So this time I'm going to use the same stencil, the same botanicals, and I'm going to use this. This is Deli Paper. This is a smooth side. Oops. Doesn't fit as well as the A3 paper or the wet strength tissue paper. I can cut that to size. This comes in a pre-ordained size. So this is what you wrap your sandwiches in, or where I come from in the northwest of the UK, we call sandwiches butties. I don't know why, but we do. Alright, so there we have another print. And now move these over, let this dry, and then get rid of that, unless I can get a piece of paper and try and get some of it off now, just to help the process a little bit quicker. Brayer over, get more of a seal to the paper. That's rather nice as well, another nice ghost print. Okay, I'll put that to one side with the other ghost print. Ooh, everything's dropping all over the place, and I'll clean this up. Back soon. This is now going to be the rough side of the deli paper. I'll leave this a little bit more blotchy than usual. Should add a little bit of interest. Pop you on there like that. Don't like to waste too much paint. Put you on there. These are holding up quite well, these weeds. And this is the rough side now of the try and get something out quickly for this before it dries. What's hanging out onto there? That's it. Lots of papers and nothing to use. It'd be great if I was actually organised. So this is the rough side now. You can see the pattern coming through there. So, smooth side, rough side. No difference. I can't see any difference at all. Exactly the same. Right, put those down there. Get rid of this. Let this dry a little bit. Oh, come on. That's it. Like a zebra. And I'll let these dry, and then I'll just get the ghost prints from them. So as not to waste your time, I've pulled this, let the paint dry on the Gelli plate, and I've just pulled this. I've used the gold acrylic colour again, and I know this looks really messy, but I really do like elements of it. So I'm going to put that to one side again, and now I am going to have a go with my nemesis. As I said before, people absolutely love this paper, and I'm sure it works fantastically well, but unfortunately I've not been able to use it as well as other people. Now that is down to me and not the paper, I can assure you of that. I've just really not got the right length of time bottomed yet, as it were. So I'm going to have a go and see if I can make this work. Get rid of some of this excess paper. Go again with this. So I'm using the same stencils and the same plants, which are doing really rather well. They're very few and far between at the moment here in the UK. So if I want any more, I need to try and get out as quickly as possible. Oh, I've used the wrong one. Oh well, never mind. I bet you were all shouting at me, telling me to use the other stencil, but never mind. These things happen. Put this one on there. So this is the smooth side of the Japanese calligraphy paper. Now, do I lift it straight off now, or do I let it wait a little bit? I've heard people say wait in 2 minutes. I've heard people say take it off straight away. Okay, so it's a little bit blocky there. This is the difference with this and tissue paper. You just cannot get into these little areas. Pull this off. Get rid of these. I'm really surprised how these are holding up. Thank you for sticking with me for so long. If you're still with me, not very clever, was it? If you're still with me after all this, I really do appreciate you hanging in there. Wish you could see all the papers sitting around me. It's an absolute disgrace. Get rid of the excess on there, and I'll pull this. There's not an awful lot there, so I'll just clean the plate. Did I show you that? Just the excess coming off. I'll clean the plate and then I'll do the opposite side, do the rough side. See what happens with that. Alrighty, hands are nicely covered. Last one. So up to now, with the tissue paper, wet strength tissue paper and the Deli paper on this experiment of mine, and you could find something completely different on your experiments. It doesn't matter whether or not you put the smooth side down or the rough side down, it seemed to come out exactly the same. And I've used a stencil, and I've used which is quite sturdy and quite a delicate botanical. Right, let's get this one down. Try and use the right one this side. Come on, plants, don't let me down now, this late hour. And this time I'm going to use the rough side. I wonder if it makes any difference if you are using the rough and the smooth side when you're layering. That might be something to look at a later date, but at the moment I think I'm going to call this done. Right, I'm going to let that dry and then I'll get the other one out and have a look. I think this one shows a difference, but I'll just clear all this mess up and then I'll do a review of what I've done. So not long, folks, to go now. Phew! Well, here are my thoughts on what I've done today. I've used these stencils and I can't believe how well these dried weeds have held up. I think the more they have the acrylic paint on, they seem to be getting a little bit more sturdy. In fact, I could probably do a nice mixed media picture with that. Anyway, that's for another day. I digress as per usual. Sorry, folks. So what I've used today is some wet strength tissue paper, some Deli paper and Japanese calligraphy paper. And if we just have a look at this, I'm looking at if there's any difference between the smooth side and the rough side, because I always try to put the papers down in the same direction so I don't pick up the wrong side. But as far as I can see, there's not a huge lot of difference. This, if I was going to be really picky, is a little bit more smooth than the rough side. The outline is a little bit sharper, but this one is slightly more blurry, but that could be down to how much paint I put on. But this one is quite crisp, as is this. So wet strength tissue paper, smooth side, rough side, can't see any real difference. This is the Logan Wrap Deli Paper, senior size, whatever the heck that means. So this is the smooth side. Oh no, this is the smooth side and this is the rough side. And again, not a huge amount of difference. If I get really critical, this looks to be slightly more pronounced, more sharp than the rough side, but you know, there's not a huge amount of difference between the two. Now on to the paper that I have the most trouble with, which is the this one here. I'm just trying to get it. This one here, sketch paper, the Yasimoto. Lots of people use it and have a lot of success with it, and I watch what they do and it looks fantastic, and it is a very, very good paper. It just seems that I'm not very, very good at using it. So this is the smooth side and this is the rough side, and I really can tell the difference here in the quality of the print. And I would feel that if I was going to do something with lots and lots of layers and I didn't want it to be transparent, I probably would go with the smooth side of this and build the layers up. The beauty about using the wet strength tissue paper is that it becomes somewhat transparent. So you can overlay paper on paper and get some really quite nice results with it. I think you can see that. Not so this. This is not transparent. It will go a little bit transparent when it's wet, but it's good for building layers on and then putting those into your art journal book. So definitely my opinion, for what it's worth, is go smooth side down, and unless you want something that looks a little bit rough and ready. These are the ghost prints that I did. I just pulled these off. I've cut them up so that you can have a look at them. This is just on ordinary copy paper, and there's some really quite nice parts of this which I quite like, and that was just Payne's grey and white. This one is again Payne's grey and gold, and I like areas of this. I can really cut this up into my art journal book. I'm quite pleased with that, and by using these two colours, the Payne's grey and white and the gold, I really like that combination of colours. So I've learnt something by using those colours. Here is the it's kind of a zebra stripe, and this was the last one that's decided to stick. This looks like a negative, doesn't it? But again, I like areas of this, and the gold, I don't know whether you can see in the light, but the gold is sort of shining away there, so that's another thing that I could pursue. And this is the ghost print. So that's my experiment for today. If there's anything that you think that you would like to have me do some experiments on and see what happens, I'm really, really happy to try them out for you. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking through to the end. A big thanks to these wonderful weeds that under a lot of paint and pulling are still standing up to some lovely Gelli Plate playing. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Okay, bye for now. Bye bye.